All right, guys, with Josh here. Today we're going to keep working and developing our fundamentals program. And we're going to go starting from the closed guard today. And again, the idea is always understanding that we always focus on the better understanding the position and not so much in the technique. We need to understand the position and then be able to apply the technique. So we're going to start from the closed guard today. And so when I close the guard on Josh, there are so many options that I can attack Josh. I can use arm bar, I can take the back, and I can sweep, and I can choke. There are so many options that I can do from here. Okay? There is not really a right way and a wrong way to do an arm bar. There's not really a right way or a wrong way. But what I experience is that a lot of times the challenge is we have a position and we try doing an arm bar, and if this arm bar doesn't work, we need to go to another technique and another technique and another technique. But if those techniques, if they don't connect, it's hard to create a momentum that my opponent is going to fall into my game. So we can develop like different kinds of arm bars, to the sweep, to the triangle. And this arm bar is right, this triangle is right, and this sweep is right. But if they don't connect it, the technique is not going to work. And we keep thinking about what's wrong with the arm bar, or with this triangle, or with this omoplata, or with this sweep. There's absolutely nothing. It's just because they don't connect. So today we're going to work in a little sequence where I believe is the easiest way to connect an arm bar, to take in the back, to a sweep, to a triangle, and to a omoplata. Okay? So the way we're going to start is when I lock the guard here on Josh, I can easily, we learn a lot of this grip here, okay, here and here. My right arm goes to his elbow, which is perfect. But the way we're going to be working today is very simple. I'm not going to grab the elbow, I'm going to grab the sleeve. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to start working the arm bar, okay? So I'm going to have hand on the collar on this specific arm bar, not across, same side. If I take Josh's right arm, I'm going to grab this right arm, and I'm going to grab his right side collar. Not with my thumb down, but with my thumb up, right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull him down, and I'm going to start working the arm bar. Now, here's the detail. If Josh's elbow is, see the line of my belt is on my belly button, right? If I grab it here, his elbow is behind the elbow, behind the line of my belt, of my belly button. When I step on his hips, Josh can slide his elbow and he start pushing my elbow down and start attacking me. So even before I step my foot on his hips to start attacking here, I make my grip. I need to not even cross, because sometimes it's hard to cross without stepping foot on the hips. It's just pull his arm forward a little bit. Now, his elbow is past the line of my belly button. Now I can step on my hips, and my knee should not be near his shoulder. Because if my knee is near his shoulder, when Joshua pulls his arm back, I'm going to be controlling his arm with my right arm. I want to pull enough that my knee is going to be behind his shoulder. Now, even if I let it go here, Josh, pull your elbow back, it's hard because my knee is trapping his shoulder. That's going to trap his movement in his elbow. Okay? That is very important. He can never step here, because otherwise he's going to just move back. So I pull it off, step on the hips, boom, Another detail, see my leg here? I can never step like that, because otherwise it can move back. My knee has to be the best of my ability, making a 90-degree angle with the ground. Now I go here, I shoulder walk a little bit, I clamp, this leg comes all the way high, I flex my toes, heels down. I pass my leg over, okay? I let it go the collar. Now when I finish the arm bar, one of the defense that Josh is gonna do is he's gonna try to stack me. So the moment that my leg goes over and I clamp, I immediately put my head on the ground. To make it harder for Josh to stack me, I control both wrists with his thumb up, bridge up, and I get my arm bar. As I'm doing the transition of the arm bar, my head has to be off the ground, so I have more mobility. Once I pass my left leg over his head, I don't need more mobility. It's time to pull the trigger. He's gonna stack me. So me, by putting my head off the ground, if my head is off the ground, it's like I'm a rocking chair. He can stack me, okay? Pay attention here. If I'm here, I have more mobility. I can move. It's much easier for me to pass the leg over. But see my head in my neck, my head is off the ground. He can stack me, and it's gonna be hard for me to stop. So it's a rocking chair. So with the leg pass over, head on the ground, heavy on the leg, I flex my toes, heels down, and I get the arm bar much easier. Okay? So from here, I'm working this position, okay? And I step on the hips, but I feel that's part of the reason why I really like this cross grip here. Okay? Because if I feel Josh start moving his elbow back, I made a mistake. See how he's moving here? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up on my elbow and use the momentum of his pulling my arm and come up on my left elbow, punching my right arm. Bridge up, flip him over, and establish my mount position. See, if I grab here, if he pull his arm, I can use his momentum to get the hip sweep. Where if I'm controlling his elbow and he pull his elbow, it's gonna be very difficult for me connect the arm bar to the hip sweep. The arm bar, when I grab the elbow, there's nothing wrong. But the idea is not about doing what's right and wrong. It's not enough. I need to do right and right, but be able to connect these two right positions. If they don't connect it, it's gonna be very difficult to work, okay? So we did the arm bar, and we did the hip sweep. The next one is here. I'm here. Same idea, grab it here and here. I step foot on the hips. And for whatever reason, okay, Josh, yes, go back a little bit, Pike, go back a little bit. If I want to get the arm bar, notice here, if I want to get the arm bar, after me step foot on the hips, I need to clamp this leg high. If I want to do a hip sweep when he starts moving, I got all my weight on my right foot to then bump him over, okay? So a lot of times, what Josh is going to do to defend that well is, when I'm here, he's going to dig that elbow there. Why? Here is going to be hard for me to go to the hips, to the arm bar, because I can't clamp him. And it's hard for me to go to the hip sweep because that direction. So if he digs this elbow here, what I'm gonna do is, he's leaning that direction. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna bridge up, and I'm gonna use his own weight that is pushing there, and I'm gonna cross him that right there. I'm using his momentum. What I'm gonna do is, from here, I keep the hand on the collar, okay? I strip out. Now, I hug, and I feed his own hand to the arm that's over here. I grab. Very good grip on his wrist. Now I'm gonna come with my arm that's free now. Notice foot on the hips, nice and tight. Notice that I'm sideways, guys. I can't be flat. If I'm flat here, Josh is gonna loop his head and come out. I gotta make sure that I'm on my side. Then I'm gonna get my hand here. I'm gonna put my hand underneath here. My right arm underneath his hand. I cannot go sweep Josh here. Why? Because he's too heavy. He's too heavy here. I need to get my arm much deeper so I get underneath my partner, my opponent. So I'm gonna start doing the pendulum, bringing him into me. I bring, boom, 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 boom. Tony, how deep I wanna be underneath him? Enough that I can get my hand as a reference point on my ear. See, if Josh is there, he's too heavy. See, I can't really connect. I'm gonna keep pulling him. Now my hand is on my ear. Now I'm gonna pull, rotate him, and now hold it. My left leg comes. My left leg is gonna come. Don't let him land on your leg. You're gonna sweep your leg underneath him, and you're gonna leg press this leg. Come on, all the way to the mount. You are ready with his arm here. You are ready on the S mount position that you don't even need to wait much. You can go to the S mount, controlling his arm and finishing on the arm bar. A lot of times we try to do an arm bar to a sweep to take the back, and one thing is not connected with the other. One thing is not connected, so it's very difficult. Another option that I can do as a third option, the first option was one grip doing the arm bar. The second grip was going to the hip sweep. The third option was the pendulum sweep. And my fourth option is just completely that movement from the pendulum sweep and just taking his back, okay? This way, I'm here, the same idea, okay, guys? I'm here. Notice one detail, my hand has to be high on the collar. I pull, I step foot on the hips. Josh starts pulling the weight there, so it's hard for me to get the arm bar or even the hip sweep. I'm gonna bridge up, I'm gonna cross his arm and turn around, Mike, turn around, turn around. So when I'm here, okay? And I'm having a hard time in feeling this arm here. For whatever reason, I'm having a hard time. So instead of come here, I come with my arm underneath his armpit, and I grab, pay attention here, his own collar here, okay? So if I feel the arm here, I can go to the pendulum sweep. If I'm having a hard time for whatever reason, a lot of time he's pushing this arm here, he's blocking here. So what I'm gonna do is this arm instead of come here, I'm gonna come underneath, I'm gonna grab this own collar, okay? And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do a little pendulum shrimping out, and I'm gonna come up on my elbow. I come up on my elbow. Notice that I'm pulling him into me here. My right knee is on the ground. What I do is, I'm gonna start pulling him into me. Now I swing my arm under, pull him into me all the way, and put the second hook in. Here I'm on the back. Let's go again. So I'm right here. Let me get on the side. I cross. I'm having a hard time. I grab the collar here. Okay? I shrimp out and come up on my elbow. The reason why, I don't want to be too close to him because there is no space for me to pull Josh. That's what I want you guys to understand. I want to go away from him a little bit to give him space to pull so he can fall. From here, I can immediately go to the choke, rear naked choke. But the first thing you do, I don't care if you're going to control the wrist control. The first thing I want you to do here is secure your position, but make sure you put the second hook in. Always connect your ear to this ear, nice and tight. Never cross your feet. Always right here, and you're good to go. See, the beauty, there are many ways to do an arm bar. There are many ways to do a hip sweep. There are many ways to do a pendulum sweep. There are many ways to take the back. But this little sequence, this little system, it will allow you to connect one to the other without having to switch grips. The less I switch my grips, the less is the chance that Josh can move and escape from the attacks that I'm trying to do on him. All right, so let's work this system right here. Cross grip on the hand on the collar. Arm bar 1, hip sweep 2, pendulum sweep 3, back number 4. It's 4 little attacks, and you don't need to go from arm bar to the hip sweep. You can keep going back and forth of those attacks. It doesn't need to be pendulum to then back. You can go to the back and go to the pendulum. You can go to hip sweep into the arm bar. The way you connect those, it doesn't really matter as long as your grips are hand on the collar and hand on his arm. Hope you guys enjoy. Drew that a lot, and I hope to see you guys soon.